They say a man should always dress for the job he wants. So why am I dressed up like a pirate in this restaurant? It's all because some hacker stole my identity. Now I'm in here every evening serving chowder and iced tea. Should have gone to freecreditreport.com. I could have seen this coming at me like an atom bomb. They monitor your credit and send you email alerts, so you don't end up selling fish to tourists in t-shirts.
Okay, so that was one of the very first credit score commercials. I know today they have like Credit Karma or creditscore.com. So when I was in high school, they had freecreditreport.com, and they have a bunch of catchy tunes that were talking all about credit scores and how you should be checking them. And if you're like I was in high school, you have no idea what the heck a credit score is or what it's used for. And so that's what this lesson is going to break down. So first of all, let's focus on what the heck is a credit score and why do we even care?
Planning to borrow money anytime soon or down the road? You'll need to know what a credit score is. In short, it offers a snapshot of your personal debt repayment history at a single point in time, letting potential lenders know what type of risk they would be taking by loaning you money. Since there are 3 credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, you have 3 potentially different credit scores. The numerical value of the scores, also known as FICO scores, ranges from 300 to 850. In general, the higher the score, the lower the risk. A lower score doesn't necessarily mean you can't get a loan, but you will probably have to pay a higher interest rate or be approved for a lesser amount than someone with a high score.
So the first thing I want you to know is that a credit score is the same thing as a FICO score. So if you ever hear FICO score, that's the same thing as a credit score. And essentially, it's measuring your credit worthiness. And if you're like, okay, you're just using the word credit twice, this is looking at how do you handle your debt? Do you get in debt? If so, how far do you get in debt? Do you pay off your debt? If you pay off your debt, do you pay it off on time or are you paying it off late? Are you massively in debt or you only have a little bitty amount of debt? Essentially, you can think of it as your financial reputation, and that reputation sticks around and it's super, super important in your life.
Well, I married my dream girl, but she didn't tell me her credit was bad. So now instead of living in a pleasant suburb, we're living in the basement at her mom and dad. No, we can't get a loan for a respectable home just because my girl defaulted on some old credit card. If we'd gone to freecreditreport.com, I'd be a happy bachelor with a dog and a yard. Well, I was shopping for a new car, which one's me? A cool convertible or an SUV? Too bad I didn't know my credit was whack, cause now I'm driving off the lot in a used subcompact. F-R-E-E, that spells free, creditreport.com, baby. Saw their ads on my TV, thought about going but was too lazy. Now instead of looking fly and rolling fat, my legs are sticking to the vinyl and my posse's getting laughed at. F-R-E-E, that spells free, creditreport.com, baby. Offer applies with enrollment and triple advantage.
Wanted to get myself a new cell phone so I could hear myself as a ringtone. Who knew the store would go and check my credit score? Now all they let me have is this dinosaur. Hello, 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 can anybody hear me? I know, I should have gone to freecreditreport.com. That's where I should have gone, could have got my knowledge on. Free credit score and report.
So like those 3 commercials showed off, your credit score is used for a variety of different things. The first thing, the most common thing, is that anytime you need to take out a loan or you want to open a credit card, they'll check your credit score. In the first commercial, it described how he was trying to get a house loan, but he married somebody with a bad credit score. And I think there's a valuable lesson here. Your spouse's credit score becomes your own when you marry them. And so getting a house is a huge thing, and they will check your credit score for that generally, because you're taking out a very big loan. In the second video, he was driving off the car lot in a used subcompact because he didn't have a good enough credit score to get a good car loan. And then in the third video, it was showing how he got a dinosaur cell phone because he had a bad credit score. There's a couple other things that they might check your credit score for. Some jobs will actually look at your credit score and they're going to say, hey, if you're responsible with your money, then you'll be responsible in our business too. Certainly, if you're getting a job in finance or banking, they're going to check your credit score, but other jobs may too. Your insurance companies may check your credit score. Again, if you're responsible with your money, you should be responsible with your health or your car. And then certain places, if you want to rent an apartment or even renting a house or leasing a car, they'll check your credit score as well. Now, as we saw, the range of your credit score will be from 300 to 850. 300 is a low, bad credit score. 850 would be a perfect, awesome credit score. In a little bit, we're going to break down what different kind of level breakoffs there are for good to bad. But it also mentioned that you have a credit score that's given to you by 3 different credit bureaus. So there's TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, which means you have 3 potential different credit scores. Now, if you're like, what the heck is your credit bureau? Those are the places that are checking all of the history with how you deal with your debt or your loans, and they're figuring out and assigning numerical numbers to that, which correlates to your actual credit score. So each credit bureau may find different things, and that's why you may have 3 potential different scores. Usually they're very, very similar. I know when we bought our house this past year, it got checked by 2 different credit bureaus, and they were within 10, 15 points of each other. So they are very similar, but sometimes they can be different. So you technically have 3 different scores. Now, the video mentioned that if you had a high credit score, that generally means you're low risk when you take out a loan. And so you'll get low interest rates and you'll get a big amount loaned to you. If you had a low credit score, you're considered high risk because you're doing bad things with your money. You've got a bad financial reputation. This means that you're going to get high interest rate and your loan is going to be small, or there's a potential that you might not get a loan at all, or you might not get that car, you might not get that cell phone, you might not get that house if your credit score is bad enough. So in the next video, we're going to take a look at what specific things affect your credit score and make it go either up or down.
Buckle up, everybody, because we're taking a ride that can strain your relationships and hurt your pride. It's the credit roller coaster, and as you can see, it kind of bites. So sing the lyrics with me. When your debt goes up, your score goes down. When you pay a little off, it goes the other way round. It's just the same for everybody, every boy and girl. The credit roller coaster makes you want to hurl. So throw your hands in the air and wave them around like a wannabe frat boy trying to get down, and bring them right back to where your laptop's at. Log on to freecreditreport.com. Free credit score and report with enrollment and triple advantage.